Look, it is now almost 18% of the global population. And if you look at the size of India and China, India is probably less than half the size of China. So what that basically means is that you have a much greater concentration of population, therefore putting much greater pressure on all kinds of resources than China has had to do in its own development trajectory. So, that's one thing. Second, it's a highly unequal country. We are fast heading to become one of the most unequal countries in terms of concentrations of wealth in the population. So it's likely to be the case that a large number of people are going to be fighting over a shrinking, kind of share of the pie. So depending on firms and sectors which are more or less plugged into the global economy, there's a section of the middle class whose status as the middle class is on the more precarious side. What are the boom sectors? And this would be housing, infrastructure. These are the sort of drivers of Indian economic growth. Then you've got the very high tech, but again, high tech in terms of the fact that there are startups that don't last. And then if you look at innovation, then I think the Indian economy lags on that. There is a 26% to 30% unemployment in the workforce below 30 years of age. So if you look at the kind of legal working age of 16, I believe, to 30, there's a 30% unemployment rate. India is already witnessing some very severe effects of climate change. So what you're going to have is an expanding population in places in a country which has very sharp manifestations of climate change, and also that the growth in population is going to be concentrated in some states, not all. In fact, some states are seeing deceleration in the rate of growth of population.
70% of Africans are under the age of 30. And this is happening while many of the developed world, the developed nations, are experiencing a rapidly aging population. The population growth is, of course, partly explained by improvement in level and access to public health that has led to decrease in child mortality. And that by itself is good news. And the other good news is that also by having a young population, most African nations do not have the burden of a large elderly population that relies on taxes and pensions, which can be a strain on the economy as well. These are, of course, very important sectors, and it will remain important source of revenue and as well as jobs, but they are limited in the number of people they can employ. So this is the key challenge faced by African countries. There's a lot of dynamism coming from the continent, a lot of innovation, a lot of young people working in tech are thinking of solutions, climate smart solutions. There's a lot of exciting stuff coming from Nigeria, Ghana, Kenya. So the young people are responding and thinking about climate-related issues and how that can be mitigated through innovation and thinking ahead a lot faster than the older generation and that are still in leadership at the moment.